Hello everybody, my name is Geko, and today we're playing some territorial.io. We're going to be doing some 1v1 games, and we already have one coming up here on Europe. We're going to jump right into it. Since my last time of playing this, it has been about a week, so unfortunately I will have lost some points, so it will not match up with the last episode where we ended off at, and unfortunately that will probably be a common result of the lack of time that I have available to me. I may miss several days at a time of being able to play this, so to make up for it, today I will be recording multiple episodes, so this will just be one of them. I do want to take a moment to shout out as Kamenek, who has decided that it is worth their hard-earned money to be a Patreon and help support the channel. So thank you so very much for that, as Kamenek. All right, so we're going up against the Horde, who has 33.7 points. We have 39.2. I'm thinking, right here's looking like the best spot. I'm going to slap down my piece real fast. Hopefully I'm not too late. I'm going to go for about a 25% attack. I'm watching my tick bar. You have white bars that tick up on either side, and I'm trying to expand at about the halfway point, because when the white bars reach the top, you get paid out in an income bonus, which is the amount of pixels that you have ultimately. For every 1 pixel, you get 1 point. So if we can finish expanding by the time we hit the top of the tick bar there, then we will get the most points for our income bonus as we can. Now, as we're starting to get closed off a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and drop down my points a bit, down to about a 10% area, and I'm going to kind of rapidly click to make sure that I get as much of the open land as I can while conserving my points as much as I can. We could see that I have an attack that was about 1,000, so it was good. Boy, that guy came out of nowhere. Did you guys see that? Must have been 1 pixel left or something. We're working on taking out bots right now. We are pushing into 55 seconds, which is about the point that I like to start attacking bots. And we want to go for bots that have a larger border with us, but also have as little points as possible, of course, because we want to take them out as quickly as possible. So taking out little bots is good, but also taking out any bots that you have a large border with, even if they're not particularly small, is also a good option to go with. I can see Horde way off to the west of me right now, so I'm going to be making an attempt to cut him off from the eastern side of the world. He did just move up into first place right now, but he has quite a lack of points. If I could make my way to him, I might even be able to attack him pretty early on. And I did move myself back up into first place right now. We should be a little bit more aggressive than I am being right now. I'm even going to turn down my points a little bit more for these attacks because, again, we want to conserve our points as best we can because we want our interest rate to take us all the way. Now, as we do get closer to Horde, who is working on taking up the south, I'm going to go ahead and cut off the north completely from him. That's basically my main objective right now, and then I will work on making sure that he cannot continue on into the south. We do not need him going around us. If we can cut off the better portion of the world over here, gonna go ahead and make this jump if it will let me send a ship. My goodness, sometimes it just does not want to let me send a ship. We are going to focus, rather than jumping across the ocean right now, we're going to attack anybody we can on land. Because when you send a ship over, they burn points as they're going. And that's just not good for this kind of game. We do have quite a bit more points than they have. They are not too far behind us on land, but we have them well cut off enough that they are not going to be able to recover from that. We'll go ahead and soak up that bot right there. And we're just working on taking up the last of these bots here. He is already starting to attack us, but we have like double the points that he does right now. And it takes about twice as many points to attack than it does to defend. So I'm totally okay with him spending his hard-earned points on me as I finish off these last bots here. And then I'm going to boost my attack way up. And he left the game before we could actually achieve it because he knew that there was no way to win. I do wish I would have been able to give a handshake to him, but either way, it was definitely still a good win. That did bring him down to 29.9 points and raised us up to 43 points exactly, which is awesome. Great start to the video here. Good win here. I think that we chose a good location and he didn't choose a good location. I think that his growth could have been a little bit more aggressive, giving him a better advantage, but at the same time, he may have been using too many points per attack causing him to overextend himself and not save his points for the interest rate like what we were doing. So that's just kind of my reflection on it. Not exactly sure if that's accurate, but that's my thoughts. So let's go ahead and jump out. We'll play another one here, see how it goes. Of course, if you're enjoying this, make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss any more of the 1v1 content I have coming out. And up comes up our next 1v1 game, which will be in one of my favorites, the Black Arena. I, of course, enjoy this one because it is a finite plane with no water whatsoever. It gives the most spread, gives us the best option to work with. So, of course, our opponent will be able to choose a really good location, but we can go pretty much anywhere, and it will be a good location as long as we're not too clustered. All right, and we're going up against Void Diridon. Sorry if I say that wrong. With 48 points, we have 43, so we're the underdog right now. Glancing around, I see this open space here and this open space here, and oh my gosh, I didn't set down a place. Oh boy, I sure hope I'm not in a corner. I'm not in a corner, but that was not good. Always make sure that you are ready to set down your piece when the time comes. It's not going to be impossible from this point, but boy, is that going to make it harder. And I didn't do my expansion quite the right way either, so hopefully my lack of doing this at the correct timing and then also in the correct place will be made up for with the other skills I have available in my arsenal. I am going with about a 10% attack right now. We will turn that down before we start attacking bots. I'm going to attack one more time, and that should be enough to get every bit of land that we were able to reach. It was. We're going to go down to about 7% or so, and we're waiting a few more seconds. I'm going to go ahead and attack this blue guy because I just saw him kind of do an attack and waste his points. We are pushing off into the 55-second mark now, and taking up any kind of bots I can. We do have Void right next to us. Did take first place, and we do have more points, so I'm not too worried about him attacking us right now. I think we're going to have the ability to cut him off pretty quickly because he is next to a wall. So that's going to be really helpful. We just got to keep our points at least a little bit above him. So right now I don't really want to... I want to be careful. I want to make sure that he doesn't get too far ahead of points. But I also need to do everything I can to block him off. If he gets too far ahead of points, though, then I'm going to have a problem. We're definitely going to squish him out there. By doing this, we'll definitely be able to sustain pretty much any attack that he can throw at us right now, and he is not going to be able to get around us. We're just trying to cut him off, so I'm not bothering with any attacks right now, and I'm going to go ahead and throw up a handshake because we have him already cut off. And it's not to be rude to send out that handshake. It may be a little bit premature, but without his ability to grow, we're just going to be able to stay way ahead of him the entire time. That's going to be a pretty solid win for us. We just need to take it careful. I have lost games like this before, so it's important that you don't get cocky when you're in this position right now. But of course, he is spending about twice as many points attacking me as I'm losing by defending against him. We're just kind of slowly taking up land, making sure that we stay ahead of him. We are about twice as strong as he is, so I'm okay to spend some points on attacks. I'm okay with my attacks on bots being higher right now. We just need to make sure that we are getting more land. And we are pushing on to triple of the points right now. A player that is more skilled than I am would definitely be attacking Void right now. And I am going to go ahead and attack Void now because we are at about 4 times as many points. I'm going to go ahead and give another handshake here. And throw up some love. Make sure that he is respected as possible because he is our opponent, and we should always be respecting our opponent, win or lose. Whether it's a close call or a complete victory, always respect your opponents, guys. It's very important. And he did leave the game. There was no way for him to recover from that point there, so we got a good solid win there. That did bring him from 48 points down to 43.8 points and brought us from 43 to 47.2 points. So good game there. I feel that I made the unfortunate point where I didn't actually choose my location, and there were definitely much better positions I could have been in, and it's purely coincidence that I happened to be so close to him and he happened to be up against the wall. I don't know if he chose the wall or if the game chose the wall for him, similarly to how I got randomly selected a location. If it was the game, then I would say that he should choose his location faster. If it was his choice, it may have worked if I wasn't so close to him. If I had chosen one of the areas that I wanted to in the very beginning, then he would have had more time to grow and possibly had more of an advantage over me, giving him more likelihood of a win. But because he was so close to the wall and we were so close to him on the other side of the wall, all we really had to do was cut him off, and that was an assured victory for us. So, good game there. Definitely room for improvement, possibly on both sides. Good game to Deer Dawn if you ever see this video. And let's go ahead and jump on into one more. If you're still here with us, you may want to join our Discord. We have a super amazing Discord. There's already hundreds of members involved in it. Some of the people are super active, and there's awesome, wonderful members within our community as a whole. Discord's the best place to connect with other people, be able to talk with me directly, or figure out when live streams and other such things are going to be going on. There's a link in the description below for our Discord channel. Give it a check. All right, off into our third game here. Giving this another run. We're going up against FR Cosmog X, who has 183.1 points, and we are at 47.2 points. And I'm thinking right here. I hope I got my placement there. I'm not too keen on exactly where I should be going in Caucasia. I haven't really figured that one out yet. So hopefully my location was good enough. We are relatively close to our opponent, and he does have a good amount of points. So I have to prepare that he is probably well trained for this moment right here. Around 183 points is around where I was when I lost all of my save data for the game. So I'm going to go ahead and reinforce a little bit more here. I'd really like to get into some of these squeezes over here. If I can get around this guy at the least, maybe. Got around a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and reinforce that one more time here. And we do have a lead as well as more points currently. I'm going to slowly push into a couple bots here. Not trying to do too much right now. And he is starting to push at about the 58-second mark, it looked like to me. So we definitely need to work our way south so that we can make sure that he doesn't cut us off, because that's absolutely what he's trying to do right off the bat there. Oh no, it didn't let me do it. That's totally my fault, and I've been cut off now. Okay, we need to work around anywhere we can, because he is now going to try to cut us off, of course, because he is a wise cookie. And we need to be careful. He is definitely a skillful player coming in here. Basically, I think that my best goal is going to be to try to get a good size lead on him, and then try to overcome him in points. Oh, but these little lakes and stuff. See, he actually chose definitely a good location there, because up here it gets honest, especially I'm not that great at hitting boats, and so I end up spending way too much time trying to actually successfully send off a boat. He's already pushing in a pretty heavy attack on me, and I still have a lead going right now, so I'm feeling actually kind of good about this. I'm going to go ahead and continue to just kind of ignore him and push in onto these bots here. Hopefully our lead will allow us to make a quicker collection on points and be able to actually do something. He did already send a ship all the way across the lake there, the pound. And this is honestly not looking great. I'm thinking that we're probably going to lose this one, but I think that I learned a couple things from this. He is surprisingly still pushing into me, and I'm gonna continue to ignore it, because since I have the points to be able to defend myself against him, and going after these bots, I'm gonna be able to secure so much more land than he's going to be able to by trying to attack me. But nonetheless, he is definitely I'm gonna go ahead and give a handshake here. I'm going to say that's a good game. So, what did I do wrong? First off, I definitely went too far north. I did not think about all of these little islands here. I'm going to go ahead and kind of not like give up yet and just kind of push in on him. He's not too far ahead of us. And if we take his land before... So, like right now on the tick bar right here, right? Every time it's about to finish up, we go ahead and do an attack, and that will take some of his land from him, and then we will get the income bonus from that. Yeah, it's still definitely not a win. I'm going to go ahead and just give him a handshake and save us both the time and surrender here. So what did I do wrong? I definitely went too far north here because this area with all the little rivers and lakes is honestly not a great idea. Even if you are a quicker, faster clicker than I am going across the little tiny, sections of river or whatever like that, it is still going to be a slight waste of time compared to just attacking into open land. So him going a little bit more on the south end was definitely better. I should have done that myself. Even if I stayed more in the center here and then worked my way over, down south that way, then that still would have been better for me than going up north, just because it's more challenging over here. And also, I would say that this area that Cosmog currently has is definitely more land than this area. If you were to cut it off at this river here and this little break here and these little islands here, definitely this is a much larger area of land to work with. So I would say that trying to aim at collecting as much of this area as you can is probably really the best move. And he went for about the center there. Also notice in this general area where he went here, there was a point which I wasn't paying attention because I was too busy defending myself and attacking bots and whatnot. But he did send a ship from here, I'm guessing from this point here over to this point here. That may not be exactly what happened, but that's, looking at it in hindsight, I would say that's a brilliant thing to go for, is making this stretch here. Because you can probably send a ship from this tip to this tip faster than you can grow all the way around. In most cases anyways. I mean, if it was just bare open land, you might be able to grow around faster because you travel land significantly faster than you do on water. But at the same time, being able to make this stretch over here and then work your way down and up really gives you a good grasp of this map. So even though we didn't win this one, I think that this is a great learning experience, and I'm kind of glad to talk through it myself. I think that that his location was probably about the best it could be, and he probably also chose his location based on the bots that were around too. I just kind of chose last moment, and I didn't know that he was going to be there. Yeah, lots to learn on placement in this particular situation here. On growth, I feel like I did about as good as I could have. Unfortunately, he cut me off. I also did make a mistake where I was like pre-selected to attack something, and that doesn't work. Don't do that. But that was a good run there. That did bring us down slightly. Luckily, since he was so high in points, he only brought us down to 46.8 points from 47.2. We only lost 0.4 points there. So that's actually really good that we weren't going up against somebody who was closer to our level of points. So I'm going to go ahead and say that that's going to be the end of this episode here. I have kind of recently decided that generally speaking, unless I have a really fast game, each episode is going to contain 3 games in it. Of course, as always, I will always be transparent, and you will always get the full game, win or lose, and we'll just kind of go over what we can do better in the future. If you have any suggestions on how I could have done better in the future, I definitely take into consideration every single comment and suggestion that I see. Please let me know in the comments down below what you think. Be sure to like the video if you enjoy it. The more likes I see on a video, the more I know that's the kind of content that I should be working on. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. And until next time, toodaloo.